There I am. Hello, friends. I'm going to invite Jose on in a minute when I find him again. Oh, where'd he go? Find him again. Jose, if you're on, come on again. I lost you. So try to get in again to the room. Folks, I hope you are doing really well today. I pray that you have been really successful in everything you're doing and everything you're trying to do today. That you weren't overwhelmed and that the goals that you had, there he is, the goals that you had, you were successful in getting to. All right, hooray, hooray. We have Jose.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, my friend. Hello.
Good. How you guys doing?
Good, good. It's just me and you so far. We'll see who gets on in a bit.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah. So let me,
How's it going?
huh?
Said, how's it going?
It's going good. We're having fun today. I'm working on my goals.
Very good.
I got
Very
my
good.
water, right? I'm on like the beginning of the third one.
Huh? Is
Working.
that one of your goals?
It is.
More
It is.
water?
It's one of my goals. I'm trying to get to four, but having barely gotten to two for the last year, it's a challenge.
It's so weird how water becomes such a hard goal to reach for many people. Many people will not believe this because being an athlete, I hated water.
Right?
Hated water. Hated it. But as I grew in my boxing career, I learned to love it,
Right.
and especially when I went through my health journey and stuff. I, once I learned the importance of it for your body, and obviously, but and it's so good for so many things, not just for hydration.
Oh, it's so important. It's trying
Yeah.
trying to get there. Oh gosh. Jose, how many championships? Let's just share.
So I won 3 world championships in 2 different weight classes, and then I won also 4 other, state and regional and North American titles stuff.
Just, little stuff. No. Awesome. 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 So I was thinking you've been doing fitness of some way, shape, or form for years. When did you get started?
So I started when I was about 14 and a half, 15, and my last professional fight was when I was 46 years old.
Wow. So like a long time of getting
Long
beat
time.
up. No.
Yeah,
Beating other people up.
yeah, yeah, both.
I know. It's not like you never got hit. I'm sure you got hit plenty of times.
Well, it's not that. It's the training alone. There's a lot of beating up on the body, regardless if somebody's hitting you or not. Your body goes through a lot.
Wow. So when you're
Yeah,
training, do you do, I know with like people who are lifting, like the people who are powerlifting or competitive lifting, they're like not only are they super training, like they're in the gym every day, a couple times a day almost, but they're also really, really tight with their diet. Did you have to be really tight with that as well?
extremely. It's so important, and I learned that the hard way. So I grew up with no nutrition value whatsoever. And I grew up with in a single parent home, and then my mom passed away when I was 10, and then I moved out when I was 16 on my own. So I just grew up on pizza and Burger King and
Ramen,
ramen noodles and tuna and whatever I
whatever.
found.
Yeah.
And eventually, though, it caught up to me. I ended up in the hospital one day. I was 28 years old. I was in the prime of my career. Um, and first, I had fractured my wrist. That
I'm going to record it.
that yeah, no problem. So my first setback happened when I was 28 years old. I was getting ready for a $250,000 fight, and HBO, and I tore the wrist, my ligaments in my wrist, and it took me that injury shouldn't have taken so long as it did to heal. That it took me really really long time to heal and get back into the swing of things. And I didn't get an opportunity until 6 years later to fight for my second world title in Germany. But before that, I ended up in the hospital because I was dehydrated. I had acid reflux. I had the flu. I mean, when I wasn't, the doctor said that had I waited a few more hours, my heart would have given out. And I just
Wow.
I couldn't comprehend what was going on. You know, I just looked at myself like I trained so hard, and that was the key point. You know, when I got back home from that Las Vegas fight, that didn't happen. Another HBO fight. They told me that it was my lack of nutrition,
Mm.
and so I learned it late in my career. Believe it or not, I wasn't early but late. Um, I, uh, I ended up learning that if you work out, the first thing that your body wants is nutrition to get the benefits of the workout.
Right.
And man, I just took advantage of that for so many years.
Mm.
And they told me it's actually worse if you didn't work out at all. You know,
Wow.
you're doing more damage to your body by working out, and then the first meal you eat is junk food. You know, your body is little by little on the inside. You don't feel it on the outside. You still feel great. You think you're in great shape. Everything's good. But little by little, you're destroying the cells of your body, and it'll catch up to you. And it happened to catch up to me in that very, very important fight. But nonetheless, I got involved with a sports physician, and he got me on the right track. And I got involved with a nutritionist, and she got me on the right track. And I was able to put together the training component, which is very important, but the nutrition component. So you add those two pieces together, and that makes like a machine. And yeah, so I was able to benefit from that and win two world championships after that incident happened. And you know, and reached my goals and my dreams and stuff like that. But most importantly, those tough issues that I had and I went through, I was able to help others. You know,
Yeah,
with their
let's talk about that. Let's talk
yeah.
about like helping others because we're gonna have like a bunch of people on watching us talk about like getting in shape, but they're not world champions necessarily. They're
So
starting out.
yeah. Right, no, no, and it's very important that people understand that this information is not for athletes only. You know, athletes just happen to benefit because they're pursuing their goals and their dreams, stuff like that. But this goes for the, weekend warriors and just people who just want to walk and just work out regularly just to stay in shape. You know, your body. One of the things that people will learn is that your body will treat you the way you treat it. So, if you're working out in your 30s and 40s and 50s, you're going to live a good 60, 70, 80. If you're abusing your body and you're not taking care of yourself, people say, oh, but we live longer. But what's the good of a good quality of life when you're 40 years old on medication until you're 80 years old?
Right.
That's 40 years of being on prescription drugs, being a big pharma customer for a long time, and that's not a good quality of life. So,
No.
I mean, you don't have to be an athlete to take care of your body, or you
Right.
don't have to be an athlete to drink water and eat healthy foods and go for walks and hikes and go swimming. Little things. People don't understand. Like they don't have to do. They don't even have to go to the gym. They can do it. Walk around the neighborhood. They can do push-ups in their houses. Being healthy is not a life sentence. People say, oh, no, I do the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time I eat healthy, and then 20% of the time I treat myself. So I'll have my wine, or I'll have my beer, or I'll have my pizza or my candy, but it's not
Not
reversed.
all week.
Not all the time. No, you can't do it all the time. It's a
Right.
treat. I think I treated myself. I think I've done enough this week where, okay, I'm going to have this. And one of the things a lot of people don't know is that I'm a pescatarian. So I don't eat like steak and chicken and turkey, but I eat fish and seafood.
Mm.
And I love our vegetables and fruits, and stuff, you know,
Now, did you give those up for health reasons or you just don't care for them?
health reasons.
Oh,
The reason I did it was I actually had watched this back in 2017. I had watched the documentary. I had already started giving up pork, and then I was cutting down on the red meat, and then I was only eating chicken and turkey. And then I learned through the documentary that the chicken and turkey is actually worse. The way they're
oh no.
processed, the way they're processed and stuff is just amazing. Like, oh man. And even in the seafood, you gotta be careful. You gotta make sure it's organic, it's fresh farm, it's not no farm raised, fresh
Right.
from the ocean, wild caught, and get them at the seafood stores or
Right.
seafood restaurants.
Right.
But like for me, I stay away from farm raised salmon, right? And I know that if I go to any restaurant, they're not selling me fresh wild caught salmon.
No, not
They're not
true.
doing that. They're not gonna make money doing it that way. So
No. Yeah. No,
yeah,
it is important what we put into our body. No matter what it is, it has to be good, right? Because
yeah,
we need to treat our bodies as a temple and can take care of it. And so we can, like you're saying, live long and serve long and be useful long here upon the earth.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I thank God every day that although it's my trials and tribulations is what helped me be in the path that I am today. Had I not that not happened to me in Vegas, God knows where my career would have gone or where my life would be today. But the health journey, I mean, I was able to. I mean, I've traveled all over the country. I got so obsessed with this nutrition thing that my sports physician who works for the Boston Red Sox introduced me to a nutrition company. I'm not going to mention the name because I'm not here to promote that. And I got him
But you
once
can
I got
find
him.
it on his page.
So it introduced us, and then I got involved with sports physicians and chiropractors and nutritionists and scientists and I just picking their brains. And I mean, I've been to Florida, Puerto Rico, Chicago, um, New Mexico, um, Utah. I've been through all these places for nutrition seminars. I even went to
Mm.
Mexico um, to nutrition seminars and to learn and it's just amazing what the body can do and how the body responds when you take good care of it. And like I said, the one thing we don't have to consume, we don't have to consume things, and we don't have to change everything we consume overnight. That's what scares people. It's like they feel like I can't give all that up. No.
Right.
If you change one thing and then another thing after that, then it adds up. It adds up.
Absolutely.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to give sugar up overnight. In fact, I think it's actually bad if you do overnight because then there's side effects of giving up sugar.
Yeah. So one of the things that I tell people, believe it or not, is stay away from diet products. Sugar-free products and diet products are actually worse for them than the normal stuff. And the normal stuff is not that great once you keep it in the 20% row. But keep the 20%, the regular stuff in the 20%, not the diet stuff.
Right.
I would just get rid of that out of my diet altogether.
Mm.
And a lot of the stuff that people are not aware of is that they're sneaking in the the diet stuff, you know, chemicals and sweeteners in our candies, in our foods and stuff like that. So they got to watch out for that aspartame and
Oh, I've read
the
so many things, even like some of the new things like stevia got
uh,
some not good stuff
yeah.
now too.
Well, yeah.
Healthy.
One of the things is you get stevia in the raw is 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 a healthier version than the regular stevia. And then one thing you got to be careful, you got to look into is that all these healthy companies that we, like I'm seeing every time I got this company that I buy from because they have the healthier organic stuff. They're bought out by Kraft or Coca-Cola or Kellogg's or those companies, and now they're not and they're no good. So
Yeah.
we gotta be careful with that as well. And they just buying all the healthy. It's almost like they purposely eliminate, you know,
Oh yeah.
you
Oh
know.
yeah. No doubt in that. So what are some small steps? You went on your journey of being, you were hurt and then you had to kind of change and learn. So what are some steps that you could share that people could kind of try to do in their journey?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, it's like, they can start off, for example, let's say they have a goal. It's like they want to jog for a mile or 2 miles or 3 miles. Over that, start off walking, right? And then when you start jogging, you don't push yourself. But you'd be surprised if in a year you start off little by little. I guarantee you by 6 months, and let alone by the end of the year, you'll be running those 3 miles with no problem. But don't start to do it in the first week or the first month, and that's what people have these goals, but they almost don't have the discipline and the patience to allow themselves to achieve that goal. It's like it's almost like we live in a microwave society. We
Right.
just want things to hurry up. We spend 20 years destroying our bodies, and then we want to change ourselves, but we want it to happen in a month.
Right.
As
Overnight.
opposed,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's we got to be patient, but we got to be disciplined, and we have to be dedicated. And what a lot of people don't understand is the mind is very powerful. Feed the mind, and for me, it's my relationship with God. But feed the mind as much as you feed the body, and read the Bible or watch sermons or videos or stuff that can draw you closer to God, because that's what saved me in my life and helped me in everything is my relationship with God since I was 16 years old. And I tell you that I wouldn't be here without him. So my my success in life and everything I do is God first, and then I follow. And he'll give you the answers, and he'll help out as much as we allow him to help. But we have to do our part as well. We gotta put in the work. It ain't gonna be like, help me and take care of this.
Right. Help me lose 20 pounds, but I'm going to eat this Twinkie and
There
you're going
you
to do
go.
the rest.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that doesn't usually work,
No.
unfortunately.
It's a relationship like any other relationship. You try having a relationship with your wife or husband, and not communicate with them and see how that goes.
Yeah, not so well. Not so
Not
well.
so well.
No, and I
You know.
think the more time we spend with the Lord, the more I don't know, the more intricate the communication gets, the more interesting where he just communicates in new ways and trusts you with more things, and it's just a neat journey.
The journey is amazing. I tell you, some people, just I'll say my age, and I'm 50 years old now, and I really, really got bought into my whole relationship with God when I was 16,
Mm,
and that journey has been, whoa, what a journey! It's an
awesome.
amazing journey.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Let's talk about goals. Like you said, if people are looking for, to grow and well, not to grow, actually, maybe to shrink, but to make a difference, to make goals, what kind of things can they do? Like you're saying that almost like a couch to 5K, they can kind of start slow.
Sure,
What
but
are some
then
other,
another good thing they can implement is, I implement this all the time. Matter of fact, now it has become part of my life only because I just see the benefits of it. And I'm not training for no fights. I'm not. I just do it for health purposes. Is I always have I always do like a automatic. I call it an automatic fast.
mm,
So for example, if my last meal was at 8 o'clock at night, and I get up early to go to work, 5:36, right? But I make sure that I don't touch anything until 8 o'clock or after 8 o'clock in the morning the next day. So now I had a 12-hour automatic fast from the time I went to last ate, took a shower, went to bed, woke up, waited till 8 o'clock, and then I would have my breakfast, whatever it is that they wanted to eat. But that's a 12-hour fast automatic, extremely important, because you just gave your body 12 hours of nothing.
yeah.
And when we're sleeping is when our, our system, especially our liver, is working the most to detox our bodies. So
Oh, didn't
the
even know that.
Yeah, the less we eat at night, late at night, the better. So that's why I try to keep it to like 6ish.
Yeah.
Even though for me, like if I eat at 6 or 7, I still won't eat till 8 o'clock minimum. After 8 o'clock minimum,
Mm,
just because. And then I'll have maybe I'll have a good snack or good lunch and a small dinner or a good dinner. But again, won't we'll do that fasting. So that's
yeah.
just like one of the tricks that people think, not the tricks. One of the things that people think, and I learned this trick, is that the body does not need 3 meals a day.
Okay.
Does not need it.
But it
But
tells
that's
me it
just
does.
yeah. That's a marketing ploy that the food industry has given us because again, the more that we eat, the more money they make.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, so it's about feeding the body what's important to you at the time. And if we're drinking enough water, like the first thing you should do before you eat is drink water. It could be 4 to 8 ounces. Doing a whole jug, some water in your body before you eat anything.
Mm,
And the last thing you do is drink water when you go to bed. Amazing.
yeah.
And the other trick is don't drink water while you're eating your food. So drink your water about half an hour to an hour before, and then drink your water or whatever you're going to drink afterwards. But
Oh,
don't
why
drink
is
it with
that?
your because when you do it with your meals, then now your food is floating in your stomach instead of so it's not receiving as much nutrition from the meal
Mm,
because your body is being in water.
wow. I wonder if there's something like the acid to food ratio too. I never even thought of that. Maybe it just not getting enough stomach acid. I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah. So
I
that's
will
the way
have
it
to
was.
ask.
That's the way. And everything I talk about. Please, I always tell people do their own research. Like I mentioned,
Yeah.
I've picked so many doctors and scientists' brains. I went to like one of my special places that I went to that I loved the most was in Mexico. There's the holistic hospital called San Aviv.
Wow.
Now, this hospital you won't find this type of hospital in the United States because they're not the first thing they give you when you are entered in there. People are dying from all kinds of diseases, cancer and stuff, who go there to get treated, not dying, who will get treated, go there um, from everything. But the first thing they fill you up with when you get there is nutrition.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, and so they stay away from the big pharma mentality. Not that they don't have it there, because they would need it for some instances, but it's not their go-to thing. And hospital like that could not function in the United States
Yeah.
because of all the big pharma owns everything in the United States, all the laws. So, but uh,
Right. So they're
but
not
it's amazing.
independent.
So yeah. So and these doctors are just amazing. They really really care about the patient. They really care about helping them deal with the symptoms instead of just take this and next patient.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah,
super important.
yeah, very important.
Wow. And so there's the food and we're talking about you eat a lot. Let's talk about like protein and carbs. You want to go there? Like do you have like a certain matrix? Because there's so many teachings out there. Oh, you shouldn't eat fat. Oh, you shouldn't eat sugar. Oh, you have to count your micros and macros and calories. I kind of get overwhelmed with like the 20 things I have to do to have a meal, and it
And they
changes
do
every day.
and they do that on purpose as well. So here's a catch, and here's another thing: is you want a well balanced meal. So you want the healthy carbs, you want the healthy fats, and you want the proteins, and the fiber. You
Right.
want you want that all that in your meal combined will help your digestive system do wonders. If you are this much protein and this much of everything else, then one of the things that I learned from one of the physicians who told me that people don't understand that if they take in too much protein, it actually does the opposite of what they take in it for. So
Really? I heard it's bad for your liver to have too much, or liver or kidney, one of them to have too much protein. I was like, oh no.
yeah. So the key is not more protein or less fat or no, it's well balanced. So they want
Mm,
an equal, ratio of everything. Not they're not gonna be exactly equal as far as percentage wise, but to have it in the meal. So if you're gonna have a meal, then you want to make sure it has fiber included with protein, included with healthy fats, healthy carbs. You
right,
want them all. Don't stay away from carbs. I know they tell you that carbs are bad, but healthy carbs are not bad, and your body digests healthy carbs differently than they do processed sugar and all that bad stuff.
so just no Franken foods, no fake foods, and really balanced. I like that. I
There
think
you go,
I could do that.
balance. And if you're gonna have the fake food, make it part of your 20%.
Right, right, right. I don't know.
So
I
I don't
might
want,
choose something else.
yeah, no, I just don't want people to think they can't ever have it because
Right,
it's not realistic. It's not the in the West where we live. It's just not realistic. That's all there is out there is
right.
that kind of food. So, but so
It's
it's not
hard to go.
necessarily, yeah, it's not
It's hard to
necessarily
go.
it's not necessarily to eliminate it, just to minimize it.
Right.
So make it part of your 20%. Don't make it part of your 80%.
Right. I was just saying, I'm sorry. I was talking about like when you go to the grocery store, it's so hard to like shop the shelves. Like I'm seeing like the bioengineered foods and I'm like, oh, wow, now I get to look for this. That's not helpful either. So, yeah, it's so
Yeah.
hard.
Well, I don't know if you noticed the supermarket. If you go to the supermarket, right, and you go around the supermarket, that's where all the healthier food is at. Everything in the middle is all, you know, besides the toiletry stuff that you need to buy for your house,
Right.
like, paper towels and toilet
You got to get
paper.
through there.
There
Yeah.
you
We're not going without the toilet paper,
go.
but it's not
There
can that's not COVID paper anymore. We're not dealing with that.
you
So
go.
that's good. Awesome. So as I'm thinking about people working out, are there better workouts? There's so many people that talk about, well, you want to do walking or you want to do, no, you have to do cardio, you have to do weights. Where do you start? What's your
it,
best?
it it all depends on their goals. Some people, just want to be healthy, so they don't have to do nothing crazy, They just
Right.
want to move the body. If you're at work and you park in the parking lot, you park the farthest parking space, so you walk all the way there and all the way
I'll
back.
let my husband hear that. Just kidding. My
If
husband will say,
if you if you have elevators in your work, take the stairs.
right.
Just that'll add those extra things. Well, if your body's especially if you're at a job where you're constantly sitting, you're just sitting there.
Yeah.
Your body needs to move. If you got a break, don't go to the break room and just sit down and have coffee. Go for a walk, stuff like that. And it's very important.
Right.
And those are small things that make long. And we're talking about people work years in their life will make wonders on the bodies. The heart needs to be beating, but doesn't need to be running marathon beating. It just needs to be moving. Your body needs to be moving. So small stuff like that. If you had a chair, if you had a break, minute, you can do some. You know,
What if somebody's got
uh,
an injury? How can they work around it? Like for a long time I've battled this and that. And so
yeah.
what kinds of
Dep-
things can
dep-
you work on?
depends on what kind of injuries as well. If it's not like a leg injury, then they can walk. If it's a leg injury, then they can do just move their arms and also it'll be hard to do anything on a cement if you have leg injuries, but you can do stuff in the water. You know,
Yeah, I used to do
water's
a little
good.
bit walking in the water for a little while.
Walking in the water, swimming in the water, paddling in the water. Is you're moving the body is the key point, But the point is, there's no excuses out there
Right.
for you not to be able to do something. Just find something that you like, you know. And but don't forget to also exercise the mind. The
Right.
mind is extremely important to exercise, and for me, is reading and also the Bible and praying and just listening to positive motivational stuff. The mind is extremely powerful,
Mhm.
especially for athletes,
Why do you say especially?
because athletes have goals and dreams that they want to accomplish,
Uh,
and that self-belief in themselves is the key to accomplish that. So not only do they need the physical aspect of it, but they need the mental aspect of it. And if you combine, I would recommend a book for athletes, really athletes, and it's just a book for anybody, but really athletes will benefit for them. It's called Spirit of Champions.
mm,
When you can combine the mind, the body, and the spirit in one together in unison, your body can accomplish amazing things. Amazing. It's
yeah.
incredible. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we do have to believe in ourselves that we can do things that are hard and difficult and different. If we
Have
think
to.
we can't, well, we're not going to try.
Yeah. It's a mantra that I developed when I was younger. I imagine when my mom passed away when I was 10 years old. Um, I was raised by a single mom, and then my aunt helped raise me for a couple of years before I moved out on my own at 16. And between 16 and for to today, my relationship with God, like I mentioned, has been what helped me. But developing the mentality of believing in myself, working hard, and never giving up can help. And I speak to the kids all the time. It helps in anything you do, and any goals, dreams, the things you want to accomplish, not just for athletes, teachers, attorneys, judges, doctors, science, whatever. If you have that combined, you can accomplish it. And along the way, there's going to be something that you're going to be able to get out of it and do with it because of that mindset. It's a positive mindset of believing in yourself, working hard, and never giving up. I mean,
Amen.
you'd be surprised at the things that you can accomplish when you attack life in that direction.
Amen. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, right? Love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Love it. I love it. And little goals. I'm thinking if there is anyone on here or that's going to be on here that's like, all right, I've been doing this for a while. I need to ramp it up. Like, what are some goals to like ramping it up to like, okay, I've been at the gym or I've been doing this and I want to tweak. Is that too intricate of a question? Is like too specific
No,
or?
no, pushing yourself is very important because athletes do this all the time, especially, when you have a goal, right? You start off here and then you step it up and you push
Mhm.
yourself. If you're doing, 20 push-ups, then you're gonna push it up to 30 and then 40, eventually 50, and so forth. Same thing with the sit-ups. I mean, I used to start my training camps with about 300 sit-ups, scrunches, stuff like that. But by the time fight time comes, I'm doing 1,000. Yeah.
What?
So,
My goals are
so
not that high.
yeah. Mine's either, and I believe me, I cringe every time I think about want to do a sit up. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
good. I'm outside. But yeah, no, you need everything starts slow, but never be afraid to push yourself because you're gonna be surprised how much you can accomplish. I mean, I'll give you a quick example. I used to do a drill, a drill is called where you're two hands together, you left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and you straight everything you have on a heavy bag. And then my trainer used to count how many punches we used to do. And when I was about 24 years old, I had broken the record in the gym for 626 punches in that 3 minute span, right? And it almost like in a mentality, almost like, man, nobody's ever going to be able to beat that because nobody was getting close to that. And in my head, I'm thinking, I think I did my best. I'm not, and then from 24 to 33, I never beat it, the 626 punches. And at 33 years old, I did 929 punches.
Oh, so you just challenge
Yeah.
yourself.
Not only do you challenge yourself, but that's the part that I was saying was missing when you add the proper nutrition and the proper training. Your body will treat you how you treat it, and it just becomes like a machine. But not only is that the nutrition aspect of it, but it's the mental aspect of it. You got to be able to push yourself. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. So you have that small. You start off small, but you push yourself. You step it up. You step it up, and you step it up, and you listen to your body. Your body will tell you when, like, okay, this is good or you can do more. But
Yeah.
this is the key right here,
Right.
because up here is gonna tell you stop, too much, you can't do it, and you just got to be able to like, no, I yes I can, yes I can,
So it's a
and
hard balance.
it is
You don't want to injure yourself, but you don't want to just go with the flow and
right.
do the same thing you've done
No,
every day.
the one thing I want, no matter how strong the mind is, one thing that I would tell everybody is your body will never lie to you. It will tell you when, okay, I'm tired, I'm hurt, or I need to rest. Your body will tell you, and you better listen.
Yeah. Now, wait a minute. You got beat down and beat a bunch of people down. So you know, like injury. So let's just talk for a second. If you got an injury, you know, what do you do? What do you recommend? I mean, I know injuries are all different, but like pull a muscle, doing too much, like you take a hot bath. What did you do when you got hurt?
So rest is just as important as training, especially to avoid injuries.
Right.
And a lot of athletes have not learned that yet either. Is that is is listen to your body,
Right.
rest to avoid the injuries, and then if you do have an injury, heal first. Don't push yourself to the point where you're gonna get re-injured again. But if you hurt you know, let's say you hurt an arm or stuff like that, then until your arm heals 100%, you're doing more running. You're keeping the
Right.
cardio up. You're keeping the workouts going. You're keeping the heart pumping, but you're doing more running. You're not using the hand more that you need to rest. And
Yeah.
then you use the other hand. If you're a basketball player, then you're righty. Then now you're a basketball player and you're working on your left hand.
Right. Right. Right.
Or you know, just just ways to work around it. But the key component is if you're injured, you need to rest. You need to heal. Your body is telling you, you know.
I didn't listen one time. I used to walk, for whatever time around my neighborhood. And um, I started to have heel pain. And I was like, I'm fine. In Jesus' name, I'm fine. I'm just going to keep walking. And then I was out for like, I still limp around, So like, everybody just take care of yourself. Do what you need to do. And don't overdo once you're injured if you're injured. Yeah. Like you're saying though, we can do other things. I would walk around in the pool. I would do different things that wouldn't be so bad, and if you can't do that, you can do. I saw this neat guy video doing like floor weights, or not floor weights, floor exercise with like
Yeah.
plates on the floor, moving his legs around. I was like, that's really cool. At least somebody's still working out.
There's still so much out there we can do, but we also have to remember, um, God did all His work in 6 days, and then He gave us the seventh day to rest, right?
Yeah.
And the thing about it that people don't understand is that the seventh day wasn't for Him to rest. The seventh day was us to rest. So we got to rest.
Yeah. He told us
We
to
got
do that. It's so important. And I think that's the
yeah,
time where we can kind of reassess what our goals are,
exactly.
reassess what we're doing and make new plans and just commune with him and
And
get to
work
the
and
next
work
thing.
and work up here and work up here. Challenge yourself on things. Like I picked up chess. Because it's such a mental game, and I love it. And I taught it to my 12-year-old son, who's now 14, and I remember when he was 12. Um, it was 13. Yeah, he was 13 because he's gonna be 15. He was 13, and then I told him that if he beats me, he's gonna get $100. And let me tell you, this kid hates school. He's not motivated for anything. He's just a lazy kid, normal teenage stuff. Loves video games, but for 6 months he wanted to play. All he wanted to do was play chess because he wanted to beat me.
It's
And
a
all
lot of
I see him
money.
is, yeah, somebody motivated him. I'm telling you, like strategy. Like he would study, he would practice on his phone. Like he was just, until he beat me. Like
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a good reminder that we have to have goals that are a blessing to us, right? In a
yeah,
way,
yeah,
too. I mean, it's great to be healthier, but like healthier to do what? Like healthier. I know, like, so I had some injuries and I had to recover from them and whatnot. And I hadn't been able to do a lot of things. And so my kids were doing, there's this like climbing ropes thing that they were doing. And it was like all summer. Somebody gifted us a membership, and so they were up there all summer, and I was like, dang it, I want to do it. And so I went up and I did it. I did it twice. And the very last day, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. But like I just had to, I had to be able to do something. And it was like a goal to be able to finish without my kids laughing at me, like, ah, mom can't do it, you know. We have to have goals. We have to have motivation for change. And I think, you know, y'all who are doing goals, pick goals that like think about the benefit on the other side, you know, like maybe, you know, you really want to be able to do a 5K, or maybe you really want to get off the couch, or maybe you really want to be able to dance or to hike a mountain or whatever that is, you know, to be able to lose, you know, 10 pounds or 20, whatever it is, you know, whatever goals there are, say, pick up after, you know, if I meet these goals, than this. Like for me, I'm trying to brush and floss after every meal. Why? Well, because I hope to not have to go to the dentist and get stuff done. That's my goal. My goal is I go to the dentist, they work on my teeth, it doesn't hurt. I go home. That's my goal, right? So we have to think about what's on the other side of the goal. For you, when you were boxing, your goal was a championship, right?
Right.
And so you knew like there was something you were going for. I think as we have goals, let's think about the other side of what we're going to get on the other side, and that will motivate us instead of like, oh, I didn't do it today.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, but you mentioned some healthy hobby goals that are good to pick up. Dancing is good, hiking is good. Those are good stuff and fun. And I really enjoy those things. And for championship, the thing about if you have a goal of something, but you also have to be willing to be disciplined to achieve the goal. So I'll give you an example. When I was training for boxing to for championship fight, there's no Christmas, there's no birthday, there's no Thanksgiving, there's none of that. You have to be willing to give all that up, all
Mm,
that family time, all that fun time, because you focused on the goal and the task at hand, you know.
right. So
So
there's
there's
no Twinkies, there's no Sundays, there's no Fritos. That's my thing.
no
There's no
there-
Fritos right now. Willing to give up to get what is more important. That's like too when you're saying like you know, time with the Lord. It's when we spend time with the Lord, we're not spending time doing other things. And so we're giving those things up, which, you know, maybe I like TikTok, maybe I like Facebook, maybe I like Netflix. But if I give those up for 20 minutes, a half an hour, whatever that is, 10 minutes, then I'm doing a trade. And is that trade, am I getting something in a reward that's better than I would have gotten when I was done watching the movie or scrolling on TikTok? And I, I was pretty sure to guarantee that we're going to get something better out of spending a half an hour with the Lord.
I guarantee you, I could guarantee you 100% that your life will benefit more if you swap a half an hour of Netflix or social media or anything, spend time reading or praying, whatever it is, you know, that's guaranteed.
Absolutely. It's all a trade off,
Yeah.
but we hope to get the goal at the end of the
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yes.
Awesome. Jose, anything you wanted to share that we missed before we wrap up today?
I guess the key thing that I will emphasize is believe in yourself, work hard, never give up.
Never give up. Awesome. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Always good to chat with you, Jose. Thank you very much. Guys, I want to encourage you, write those goals down. Make them small, but make them so that you know what's on the other side and there's things you really want because it's going to take effort to change, but you can do it. Awesome.
If, and have anybody feel free to reach out if they have any questions or anything.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you all. Thank you, Jose. Have a phenomenal, wonderful night, guys. And yeah, keep going on the challenge. We'll see you tomorrow.
God bless.
Bye now.